is that at the airport? Would you?
Oh no.
Welcome back to South Georgia Home. My name is Gail, for any new viewers here today. We're going to try to go through this quickly. I've tried to do this now 2 or 3 times, and I'm winding up at over 20 minutes when I record it. And we have some footage of the estate sales we went to, so I'm trying to be a little quick about it. We have a few things we went to Mobile to go to Bellingrath for the Asian Lantern Festival last weekend. And it rained. You might know it hadn't rained in a month or so, but it rained the morning we were there, and I can't complain because we needed rain. I'm sure they did too. But anyway, we woke up Friday morning. We were going to go do that, and it was raining. But the Lantern Festival was at night, but I wanted to see Bellingrath because I'd never been there in the spring. I wanted to see them in full bloom. They were not a disappointment at all. So we were going that morning to see the flowers, and then back that night to see the lanterns. It's not lanterns like you would think, but it is cool. It's a beautiful place to visit. But anyway, while it was raining, after breakfast, while we were sitting there waiting on breakfast, I was looking up, wondering, let my fingers do the wondering, and I got onto estatesales.net and found 2 estate sales in the area. So we went, undoubtedly, we went. And It was second day. I know for the first one it was the second day because she told us when we walked up, quarter off. And we weren't there when it started. I mean, everything was completely picked over. So it was not a lot in either sale. Second sale, I want to say it might have been their second day, but there weren't no sales. She wasn't cutting corners on anything. But what I have in the first, I'll show you that. And one of my favorite things that came out of both sales, my husband found, and I'll show you that last off of this amount. This was the first thing I picked up, just a pocket timer. You can see it's in a little box. It's been written on. It says Swiss made pocket timer, and it is in there. But we ain't doing a run around here, so it's just gonna be for looks. I like the box. So these are, I'm sure they were probably supposed to be little doilies, those little fancy doilies, or excuse me, coasters. But to me, they're little doilies. Or they are little doilies, but I'm thinking they were supposed to be coasters. This one, it does have a stain. And it is probably, this one to me is a little smaller than the rest of them. It just looks a little smaller. There's 5 of them. And they were for $5, I think. This was the other linen I picked up. And I like the little flowers on it. I think it's really springy. But it's on a tan linen background. So I thought it'd be cool for some little table thing that you're doing. It does have a sticker label. You can peel it off easily. I'm trying not to peel it off, but it does say made in Sweden, hand washable, but that's the only thing I can read because the rest of it's in foreign language. And I don't know what individually these things cost. I do think I paid $24 for what I'm about to show you. Or all that I'm going to show you. I think it was $24. I don't know. Anyway, it was more expensive than what I thought it should be. This is the favorite thing I found, and I found it in the garage. And this is one of the things I love about my local estate sale companies. They don't try to price everything. If it's not priced, they give you a really good price. Or in some instances, if it's a little knickknacks that you find in the garage or sheds, they throw it in. Not this company. I found this in the garage in a box, just scavenging in a box. And I think he charged me $4 for both pieces and then a quarter off of that. So $3. But it is one of my favorite find. Jason found the other thing. It is ceramic. I don't know that it's old. It's very clean on the back. And I already know where this is going to go. This was in there with it. I don't know what to do with this. I have multiple plugs in my kitchen. This is going to go, I have a light switch that on the outside of my pantry that goes to the light in my pantry. So I'm going to put that there. It's on a separate wall from everything else, so it's not going to look odd out of the way. This, however, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I do like that. It's kind of an ironstone look, I guess, for your wall. But I do like that. So that was my favorite find. This was my favorite find, period, of the whole day. Jason found it and he brought it to me. Mary Lyles Wilson's new cookbook. And it's copyrighted 1930. I don't know if I can show you that or not because of all, look at this. Now this was something else Jason found in a bedroom. We just stuck it in the book to keep from losing it. It's Italian money, what I call funny money. It's Italian money. Jason does collect foreign money, so that was something he picked up. But we have, look at all these handwritten recipes, some of them out of newspapers. Bird's Eye Cool Whip. I don't remember Bird's Eye Cool Whip in my life. It was 69 cents when she bought it. And of course, it has the recipes on the back, but Bird's Eye Cool Whip. And there's another one in here. It's a smaller one. But you can see all of these recipes. I love old cookbooks for that reason, just so you can go through and see old recipes. And I thought I was going to show you the other one. Here's another, there it is. Here's another wad of handwritten ones. And there's the Bird's Eye Cool Whip. It was 39 cents. So, little. But what is really touching is, let me see if I can find it. Here is something from 1948. Home Demonstration Club from 1948. That's not what's touching. Let me see. There's no year. I couldn't find a year on any of this. But the snippet that's on the front Says, enemy hold on Tulagi Harbor reported broken. It goes on to say General MacArthur's headquarters, Australia, American Marines slashing through the jungles of the Solomon Islands. So it gives you kind of an idea of what time you were. But I think what she got it for was not a recipe. On the back, the only article that's intact, that isn't ripped, is right here, and it's an obituary. So obituary for someone named Miley H. McDonald. It's a guy. He was 72. He was a son of the late William and Elizabeth Moody McDonald, surviving his widow, the former Bertie McKenzie, and the following children. Da, 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 da. Funeral services will be held at the residence at 6 p.m. Friday, and burial will take place at Riverside Cemetery, back when they had funerals at the house. So, and then you can see the amusement section is the other one I think would be more complete, but it's still ripped on the bottom. But yeah, I just, it's little snippets of history of someone's life. It's long gone, probably forgotten, but here they are in a cookbook that I now own. So that's my favorite find. And Jason found it. Yeah. So that was the first estate sale. The second estate sale was not that productive either. We got a bunch of stuff to list on eBay as far as Disney World stuff. Hats. I don't know if I want to list these or not. I use visors all the time because I keep my hair up in a clip. So I use visors instead of caps when I'm cutting grass or working in the garden, because to keep the flyaways from flying in my face, I like having a little visor or something on. But these are, you can see the Minnie Mouse there. Golf. That was another thing these people were into, was golf. But Jason found these and he thought it'd be a cool thing to try to list as a t-shirt on eBay. We'll see. We'll see how it sells. I've never sold, I don't think, clothes before. So there's that. Now, I found this in the bedroom that had all the Christmas stuff completely picked over, but this was left. I love giraffes. They're probably one of my favorite animals when we go to a zoo. And this probably came from a zoo. On the back, it does say handmade in the U.S. Don't know what they cost, but or what that was charged. This I thought would be great for fall. It does have its own little easel, plastic, but it's own little easel. And I want to say on the back it says the art of choking. I got a different version of that, but the art of choking. I don't know what that means. Quail or dove, something's on the front. But just a little cute thing for fall. This, I believe, was in a bathroom, and I don't know why, but I think it has what's left of a Lefton sticker on the bottom. If you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. But it's just a little picture. Looks like a little creamer. Why it would have been in the bathroom, I don't know. And let's see, this is just something used around the house. I wash my dishes in a big aluminum pan that fits down in my sink. And when I get done and I want to tip the water out, I don't have the stopper in the sink, so I have a strainer in it. And the one I have is nasty. So this one, I thought it was $1, and I was just looking at it a while ago. It looks like $7. I hope she only charged me $1 for that. But that, oh no, there's one other thing. And this is weird. I've never bought one of these at a estate sale. And I told my husband, I said, if we get stopped and they want to search this car, they're going to wonder, what the heck are we doing with this? Excuse me. I have it on the floor. It's clean, but I don't want you to think I got bad manners and putting it on the table. It's on the floor. Look at that. It is a toilet brush cleaner holder. I've never seen one of these. A cat as your toilet brush. And it's clean on the inside. I mean, it wasn't used. Well, I'm sure it was used and they cleaned it out, thank God, before it came to me. But, and that brush is not, it's a Libman, I think. I don't think it came with the cat because it doesn't fit. But the cat, it's not marked on the bottom. I think she charged me $4. I want to say she charged me $4 for it. But yeah, that was in the back seat of the car, riding around with us. So today I had to go back to the doctor for a follow-up visit on my foot. It's nothing serious, just tendons and all that kind of messed up. Anyway, he gave me another shot and another prescription, and come back in 2 weeks. This was a 2-week follow-up, so he wants me to come back in 2 weeks if I need to. So I thought, if I have to get a shot, You know, back in the old days, if you took your kids and you had to get a shot to get a sucker or something, my version of the sucker is let's go to the thrift store. And then I tossed in an antique store. So, first thrift store we went to, or I went to, was the Rehab, I think. Rehab Rescue Store or something. Anyway, Rescue. Dothan Rescue Mission. These were $3 a piece. Let's see if I can get them up there for you to see. These are, I thought these were feather pillows. They're not. But they do have that ticking. It's a really, really rough, thick material. These are sturdy pillows. They are sturdy. And they're standard size pillows. Both of them were there. And I had to put them in a bag just because I want to clean them before they come out. But when I was squeezing them, I could smell. If you know when you walk into an antique, or excuse me, an estate sale, and it's an old person's house, and I don't mean that in any kind of negative way, but if you go in there and you can smell the smell, to me, automatically my brain starts saying there's going to be some good stuff in this house. It's that smell, like a mothball storage smell. And it was just, you know, when I got to the register, I told the girl, I said, I think it's some mothballs, you know, that you can smell. And she's like, yeah, I like the nursing home. I felt really bad. But she said it in the nicest possible way, which she wasn't saying I needed to be in a nursing home, but still, I like something that probably would have been in a nursing home. Either way, these two cookbooks, they had a stand of cookbooks out. They usually do it certain times of the year. They do different stand areas where they highlight one thing. Well, they had one with cookbooks on it. They had one that had older books, but like $8 a book. You can get those things a lot cheaper at estate sales. So, but the cookbooks grabbed me. This one says, Our Favorite Desserts, Favorites from Home Economics Teachers. I didn't see a copyright, but inside was a name written. And I thought, I think I know somebody with that name. I wonder if this was hers and it got donated. But it is Our Favorite Desserts. I have found that I buy all these cookbooks, and I never look in it for casseroles. I never look in it for bread, hors d'oeuvres. I'm always looking for desserts. I'm always wanting to find that elusive great caramel icing recipe for a cake. There is one that's handwritten in that 1930s Mary Lyles Wilson's cookbook, so I'm wanting to try that pretty soon. But this is for desserts. Like I said, I didn't see a copyright. But look at the jar. I like the covers of books as well, but look at the jar. That's that blue and white, with that onion skin, what they call it, but like the German canisters that people collect. Anyway, we'll be looking through that. And then this one does have a copyright of the second printing of 1969. And it does say Women's Society of Christian Service of Malone Methodist Church. But again, the picture is what draws you in. Favorite recipes from our best cooks. But look at this picture. Look at that green Formica countertop, would you? Look at the chandelier. Wow. Holy smokes, 1969 Batman. So this was $3. Strangely enough, this is a small book, $3. This one was $2.50. Go figure. So that was one. Then we went to the other rescue thrift store across town, closer to, because I had to get chicken feed. And then I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to go by the antique store. This one was not as productive. I just got a little easel for $1. I like to pick up different sizes of these. And I have metal ones that I don't really use because they're a little cumbersome, but it's not small, but it's not large either. So try to keep an assortment of different sizes of those. And in this, there were other figurines, but when I saw this one, I immediately knew I wanted to do that concrete look on it, you know, where you put the baking soda in with your paint, make it feel like concrete. It doesn't have a whole lot of nooks and crannies to get all that stuff caught in, so it should be easy to paint. And it has that bisque feel on the outside. It's not, you know, smooth like a glaze. But it's Mr. Pig. It's a piggy piggy. It's not a piggy bank, just a pig figurine. It isn't marked. I think it was $2. But you can see the size of him. But I thought it'd be cool just to paint him, just as a project piece, really. $2, so $3 there. Now I went to the antique mall, the Old South. If you go to Dothan, Alabama, there's a place called Old South. It's my favorite mall. It is antiqued all over, or excuse me, air conditioned all over. Upstairs and downstairs has air conditioning. Whereas some places have a small amount that's air conditioned and heated, and then the rest of it is like a barn that has fans or something going, and you sweat in the summer and freeze in the winter. This is the one that I actually have my name on the list to get a booth. Still trying for that. But it is a nice antique mall, and I do like to go there. So went and there was a booth that really cool old stuff, really cool stuff, but a little pricey. This was $8, and I think it was the cheapest thing in the booth. It's certainly the cheapest thing I was going to take home with me. I get the feeling it was an old metal. As you can see, it does have a little bit of weight to it, so it is good material. Just a little hook, and I like the way you can put it on the wall. Now, you can tell me I'm wrong. This might have come from Hobby Lobby 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I just like the way it looks. So upstairs there is a place or a booth that I've talked to you about several times called the Fur, F-U-R, Felines Under Rescue. I call them the Fur People. And their stuff is always half off. And of course they help spay and neuter animals. If you're helping animals, stray animals, or any kind of animals, I'm with you. So I like to find something when I'm there. I like pearls. I'm wearing them. I have a jar, that glass jar with the wooden top that I said it looked like an acorn. I got that a few sales back. I'm putting all my costume pearls in it, just kind of weaving them around in that glass jar. My pearls, my good pearls that I got for high school graduation, and I graduated at that time when we didn't just get money, people would send you gifts, and I got a string of pearls from my sister and her husband. Because I had to borrow her pearls that she got at her high school graduation to take my senior portraits that year. So she got me my own set of pearls. So that was how, but my pearls are not in there. Mine are separate. But all the costume pearls that I bought at, thrifts and flea markets and that kind of thing are in that jar. And in the Fur People's booth, I've been looking at some of the booths, but they've been a little bit more money than what I wanted to pay. When the Fur People's booth, there was this little strand. It's not very long. Shockingly, it fits my fat neck. And I don't believe it's old either. Just costume pearls. I think we were $4, and of course, half was $2. You can't beat $2 for a little string of costume pearls. So those will be going in that jar. And then, this is something that I haven't seen in their booth before, but they had several styles of flower frogs. They had a metal one, the dome one. Not the one that's got the spikes and the hairpins, the dome ones. They were all priced the same. The rest of them, that was the only metal one. Everything else was glass. They were all priced at $20 a piece, which made them $10 because they were half off. I bought this one because I don't have one like this. I do have a few glass ones, but I don't have one like this. And I don't think replaying in my mind, I don't know that I've ever seen one quite this domed before. It's got this lip right here, and then there's your holes. This, I don't know, it's a big hole. I'm wondering if that's like a candle or something. They were assuming that it was where you put water in, or there, water, but it doesn't come in contact with the rest of the holes. So I don't think you water it because it wouldn't get to the flower stems. But yeah, and then it has its own sticker still on it. I don't know what it says. VMC is all I can read. But yeah, it has its own little sticker still on it. And I liked, that I don't have one like this. And it was $10, and it was in the Fur People. So I gave them $12 today to help out their cause. And that was it for the antique store. Thank you for watching. If you want to like, subscribe if you haven't already, please. Whatever your heart leads you to do, leave us a comment. We like reading them and respond to as many as we can. And if you want to, pass along, recommend us. If you don't, then thank you for watching. Hope you have a great week ahead of you, and I hope your weather is wonderful. It is hot here. So thank you for watching South Georgia Home. Today they ship it